Welcome to the relearning for points, lines, planes. We're also going to be doing line segments and angles in here, and this is the very first standard that we covered. It's over the definitions. In number 1, when we're looking at here, we have arrows on the end of our line. That means they go on and on into infinity. So this we write as CD, and we put our symbol for the line on top. Make sure you have both arrows, which indicates that this goes on to infinity. This is a line. If we have a third point on here, or even a fourth, you only have to choose 2 of the letters, and they can be in either order. ED, EC. These also can be a combination, DE, and also DC. And you can go on and on like that. There's more that we can put in here, but it can be any combination of 2 letters. It must be 2 letters, no more. The second is a plane, and we call it plane A. We use a script letter off to the side that indicates that this is something other than a line, a point, or a line segment, or an angle. So we have to write, for this, we write the word plane. Over here, this is a point. It's a point, and it's point R. Now when we can write it that way, or we can just write it as R. That tells us that this is a point. Again, 1 letter, 2 letters for a line segment, or excuse me, a line, 2 letters for a line, 1 letter for a point. Here is a line segment. A segment is a part of a line segment. So the way we write these is by putting just a line with no arrows, because it's got a specific end and a specific beginning. With a line segment, you must indicate which one you're interested in. If we have a second point in here, that is a different line segment. But this could be written either way, VU or UV. If there's another line, another point in here, as we did with our E, that's a different line segment. EU or EV or EU are different than UV. So we can only write these with our specific endpoints that we have. Endpoint here and an endpoint here. This one is considered a ray. A ray. Now we have to label those. We have to, once again, it's a line, specific type of line, a line segment, a line here, all have 2 letters. Line, J, K. But this one has a specific endpoint at J, and it goes off into infinity towards K. That's a ray. So JK has a specific ray. Here, going back on number 5, you can't turn the letters around. If you were to turn it around, this would be the end point, and it would indicate that it's going off into infinity the other way. So you have to be specific on what is the end point. This one is a plane. Now we're going to use our points to identify it. There's no script letter in the corner here, but we're going to take 3 non-linear points. 3 non-linear points. Usually a plane is very specific on what it allows. Draw and label each of the following. So this here is PQ, and if you notice, there's little arrows on both sides. So we draw our arrow, our symbol at the top, we label in a P, and we label in a Q. Points S and T are exactly that, S and T. There's no connecting because we didn't say whether it is a line segment, or a ray. Here, we're going to draw our plane. We're going to put our points in here, E, F, G, H. There are 4 points. They can't be all in the same line, because if they were in the same line, then they would be a line and not a point. However, they're all in different sections that you have, and they're what's called non-collinear. So collinear means in the same line, and non-collinear means not in the same line. So I'm going to ask you to turn your paper over, and we're going to take a look at a couple things with the angles. Now, there aren't any examples on here, but we're going to do a couple different examples. So I'm going to ask you to label this one as number 7. So if you were given an angle such as this, we're going to label this A, B, and C. All angles have to have 3 points. They have to have 3 points. And when we label them, we must have the vertex in the middle. So you should be drawing this on the back of your paper in order, and I'm going to be looking into this for your relearning. So when we write that, we use our angle symbol. Just to keep it different from a less than symbol, I put a little slash into it. And we write our 3 letters, A, B, and C. Because this point has 1 vertex and it's very clear as to what we're looking at, we could also label this as angle B. Angle B. And if we were to put a number in between here, this could also be labeled as angle 1. If you're given more than 1 line, we have A here, B here, put C here, D here, and E here. Here we have several different types of angles. So we can't use our value of angle, our notation of just using the vertex. We have to use more than one. We have to use all 3 of our letters. There's no numbers in our example, so we can't just say angle B, because it could be this angle, or this angle. So we have to be specific. We have our angle symbol, and we're looking at angle E, B, D. Is this angle right here, E, B, D. We have an angle here of D, B, C. D, B, C. So our vertex is always in the center. We have an angle of C, B, A. C, B, A. C, B, A. We can also do angle D, B, A, which is this big angle right here. This big angle right here. D, B, A. Now, these letters can be switched around. This could also be called angle D, B, E, but you notice that the vertex must be in the center. Or C, angle C, B, D. The letters can be switched around. So I'm going to ask you to put in the next 2 when you hand in your paper. So on the lines here, I should see the different ways to be able to write this. On number 9 that I'm going to give you, we're going to draw a figure that has many moving parts. So if we were to label our center here E, we'll just go around and give each line a point on it. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now this can be very confusing as to what we're looking at. So we have to be very specific in our sections. So when we're looking at this here, when we're looking at this section here, we need to know specifically what we're looking at. So if I were to tell you, we'll change this one to H. So we have an E in the center. So when we're looking at these here, we have line segments, which are from here to here. EH is a line segment. Now, there is more to this line here, but what we're looking at is only the part right here, this part right here. That's the only bit that we're looking at. That's the only thing we're interested in. So EH is a part of line AH. It's a portion of it, it's a section of it. Just this part right here. EC can be a ray. This is our end point, and it goes off to infinity this way. It is a part of GC as a line. So EC, so we would be only interested in this part going off into infinity this way. EC is a part of line segment GC. Ray EB is a part of B angle B, E, and A. So we have an angle B, E, A, and EB is a ray, which is a part of it. We could also say that line segment EB, which is this part from here to here only, from this point to this point, is a part or portion of EB. It's a portion of it. So these are the sections that we have. There should be an extra piece of paper that would be a staple to this that I'd like you to also hand in. I'm going to go get a copy of that in just a minute. It looks like this. This paper is your relearning, is part of your relearning. So if you're looking at this at home, you can copy and put this on a paper. Otherwise, it'll be stapled together and it'll be in the blue mailbox in the back of room 1029. Thank you.